When you think about the frightening, unknown phenomena that occur every day in our world, right before our eyes in different parts of the planet, it's natural to feel a slight shiver. People often find it difficult to find a logical explanation for such things. Some believe it's the peculiarities of weather conditions, while others claim it's the harbingers of the apocalypse. However, such miracles have occurred and occur throughout the existence of mankind on Earth. Some of these unexplained miracles you will see today in this video. Enjoy watching. A resident of an apartment building shares footage of a phenomenon that looks like special effects from another alien movie. In the footage, we see how in the thick of gathering clouds, little visible lightning flickers without leaving the boundaries of gray clouds. It's noteworthy that in the place of lightning discharges, clouds give off an orange glow. It's also alarming that lightning discharges shine only in a certain limited area. By the way, I remembered an interesting idea about so-called ships of Zeus right away. These are flying machines that look like clouds and affect the weather on our planet. People who believe this say that such ships have existed on our planet for thousands of years and belong to an ancient, highly developed civilization of demigods. You can leave your comments below the video. On the night of August 16th last year, a street camera captured something unusual in the sky above the city. An object was flying over the river. What exactly fell into the lens is not clear at the moment. It's likely that it was a drone, but their flights are strictly regulated and not quite legal in the dark. At the very least, such a drone should be registered. That said, there are exceptions to the rule when it comes to coordinated shooting and obtaining the appropriate authorization. But what was caught on camera that night remains a mystery. It's pretty interesting that on August 16th, something strange was also seen in the sky over another city. In the evening, people who saw it said that some objects were flying over their house. A whistling sound was heard, and the objects changed direction during the flight. After it was posted on social media, the video caused a lot of discussion. People made a lot of assumptions, like that it was a falling airplane, UFOs, meteorites, or chemtrails. The city government said there were no unusual incidents. Experts think it could be a light engine airplane because the changes in trajectory show the object is controllable. Something strange is going on in the city. People are sharing photos of a bright beam of light in the sky. It's been spotted over the square. A city planetarium specialist and an astronomer from the Astronomical Society think it's not an astronomical phenomenon. He thinks it might be a laser from the circus, which is next to the square. Some data shows that during this period, the city circus and one of its main performances was a laser show. The local correspondent tried to contact the circus administration to find out about the strange event, but they didn't respond. But the craziest thing I've seen on the internet is called Skytrain. In this video, we see something that looks like a train of clouds moving behind other clouds. Physics fans right away said this is a fata morgana, which is an optical illusion where things look distorted. It's hard to say if it's an illusion or not, but it's pretty cool. If we can explain the above phenomenon in scientific language, these shots don't make sense. You can see in the video how two circles of the same size appear among the thin clouds. Along the contour of each of them walk plasma balls of unknown origin. These balls are moving in a counterclockwise direction. What's going on here? Please share any interesting thoughts you may have about this subject in the comments. And on these shots, though of poor quality, you can easily distinguish a strangely formed rectangle in the night sky. Unfortunately, the source and city where this video was filmed is unknown. The rectangular-shaped object hangs motionless in the sky and emits a light white glow. What could it be? Some consider this phenomenon to be natural, although I would not jump to conclusions. Religious people, on the contrary, claim signs of the Almighty. Well, conspiracy theorists are sure that this is the work of the FBI and testing their new climate weapon, which can be used to draw any projections in the sky. And if in the past videos of strange phenomena at least somehow tried to explain, these shots still stir the minds of many people. One day, the inhabitants of the city of New York were shocked by a very strange and at the same time frightening phenomenon in the sky. These shots have already traveled around the world and left no one indifferent. For some time in the clouds, one could clearly observe shadows, the contours of which were clearly humanoid in nature. The sky looked as if a crowd of very human-like huge creatures were watching the city with interest. This amazing phenomenon was captured by one of the photographers. On the photo, really visible silhouettes capable to push on thoughts about aliens or existence of a parallel world. Almost immediately sprinkled all possible hypotheses about the nature of this phenomenon. One of the assumptions is that this is a clear example of a version of alternative worlds, the boundaries between which at certain times can thin out, due to which the worlds become visible to each other. The skeptics, as always, say it's just a mirage. Well, that's why they're skeptics. Although if we are already talking about parallel worlds and giant observer entities, it is possible to take a small stop and speculate here. Why not? For example, in this video from China, a mysterious ghostly city is clearly visible in the sky. Its size is indeed awe-inspiring and exciting at the same time. Is it a mirage or a crossing of worlds again? Yes, interesting. But if there are giant entities, there must be a city where they live. Like here, for example. I am immediately reminded of a theory according to which before our civilization, the planet was inhabited by giants, and instead of the usual trees grew powerful trees several miles high. According to this theory, such well-known sites of nature as the Devil's Tower and similar mountain formations are nothing but the remaining stumps from giant trees of the ancient Silicon civilization. So maybe those giants didn't go anywhere and didn't die out? What if they just went to another dimension and live happily ever after? Once in a while they look at us, their lesser brethren, to keep us in line. It sounds like a fantasy, but who knows how it really is? Although the following footage does look fantastic. Yes, it is not a natural phenomenon, but it was filmed in the sky. There is a version that the operator was lucky enough to capture a real, perhaps the last of its kind, a dragon. The video was made by the state of Pennsylvania and quickly spread around the world, gathering a bunch of all sorts of versions in the comments. Whatever the case, this footage doesn't look much like cheap amateur editing. And some of the viewers even made the assumption that the flying in the sky creature is a surviving descendant of the pterosaur who lived in the era of the dinosaurs. Although I would argue about the pterosaur. Still, it's a pretty interesting record. In the last clip for today, a woman calmly shoots wildflowers, tells her blog viewers something, and doesn't even notice a face from the clouds appearing in the sky. At 1 minute 11 seconds into this recording, you can freeze frame and scrutinize this phenomenon. Eyes, nose, mouth, and some outline of a forehead, cheeks. It looks simply mesmerizing, but also frightening. The author of this clip noticed the strangeness only after watching it at home. I do not know whether to attribute to this phenomenon mystical origin, because according to the general laws of perception, everyone sees what he wants to see. In this case, we saw a face here. Someone else may see something else, and someone else will not see anything at all. Anyway, the shots are very interesting, and once again make us think about mysticism in our world. Don't forget to leave a comment under this video. If you like it, click the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.